Good evening, folks. It's Bill the Boondock Scientist. I had a few slides here that's kind of funny. A physicist friend of mine gave them to me, and it's called A Party of Famous Physicists. One day, all the world's famous physicists decided to get together for a tea luncheon. Fortunately, the doorman was a graduate student and able to observe some of the guests. Galileo was inclined to eliminate any friction among the others. Everyone gravitated toward Newton. Einstein thought it was a relatively good time. Coulomb got a real charge out of the whole thing. Cavendish wasn't invited, but he had the balls to show up anyway. Cauchy, being the only mathematician there, still managed to integrate well with everyone. Thomson enjoyed the plum pudding. Pauli came late, but was mostly excluded from things, so he split. Pascal was under too much pressure to enjoy himself. Ohm spent most of the time resisting Ampere's opinions on current events. Volta thought the social had a lot of potential. Heisenberg may or may not have been there. The Curies were there and just glowed the whole time. Wine radiated a colorful personality. Milligan dropped the Italian oil dressing, and Röntgen saw through everybody. De Broglie mostly just stood in the corner and waved. Stefan and Boltzmann got into heated debates, and everyone was attracted to Tesla's magnetic personality. Compton was a little scatterbrained at times. Bohr ate too much and got a tummy ache. Watt turned out to be a powerful speaker. Hertz went back to the buffet table several times a minute. Faraday had quite a capacity for food. The microwave started radiating in the background when Penzias and Wilson showed up. After one bite, Chandrasekhar reached his limit. Gamow left early with a big bang, while Hoyle stayed late in a steady state. Fermi brought the Chianti and kept his reactions under control. Oppenheimer got bombed. Okay, so we had the party of famous physicists. I think we ought to explain the party. Galileo studies of motion by reducing friction on inclined planes. Newton had the theory of universal gravitation. Einstein, the theories of special and general relativity. Coulomb, the law of electric charge and the unit of electric charge. Cavendish, experiments to measure the force of gravity in laboratory using two suspended lead balls. Cauchy had the Cauchy integral theorem. Thomson, plum pudding model of the atom. Pauli exclusion principle. Pascal, unit of pressure. Ohm and Ampere, unit of resistance ohm and unit of current ampere. Volt, unit of electric potential. Heisenberg, the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Curie's theory of radioactivity. Wine, the law of black body radiation. Millikan, oil drop experiment to measure the electric charge of an electron. Röntgen discovered X-rays. De Broglie waves. Stefan and Boltzmann, power radiated by a black body in terms of its temperature. Tesla, the unit of magnetic field strength. Compton, scattering a photon by a free charged particle. Bohr, studies on atomic structure. Watt, the unit of power. Hertz, the unit of frequency. Faraday, the unit of capacitance. Penzias and Wilson, the most recent of all the scientists' great discoveries, they discovered the cosmic microwave background. Chandrasekhar, maximum limit of stable white dwarf. Gamow and Hoyle, Big Bang and steady state theories of the expansion of the universe. Fermi celebrated the success of the first controlled nuclear reaction with a bottle of Chianti. Oppenheimer, one of the fathers, together with Fermi, of the first atomic bomb. So there you have it, folks, a party of famous physicists.